Hello and welcome to this build tutorial. This is for a jungle starter home. I have a feeling this video will be the least viewed out of all the ones I make, but that's just my hypothesis. If you're here to build this, here are the ingredients that you're going to need for this build. So pause the video, get everything that you're going to need, and let's get started. Here is the base plate for what you're going to need. So kind of sketch this out. You don't need to place down all these blocks, but just be aware of it. For the weird angled bit, we're going to build up a modest 4 blocks, not too high quite yet. And then for the next section, we're going to build up a, I don't know. There's a visual coming on screen right now. I'll figure out how high it is. I'm not very good at this, to be frank. What is important to note is on this little side right over here, I'm not building it quite as high because I am going to have this little other roof that's just going to kind of break up the wall a little bit. Sorry if that hurts your brain a lot. To make it easy on you, make a 3 high little cube out of planks on the bottom, and then we're going to head over to this roof. Roofs on diagonals are very, very tricky, so I try to keep this one pretty simple. It's kind of just going up block by block. Follow what I'm doing on the screen. That'll be a trend throughout this whole video. But moving to a completely different roof, this one is a lot easier, just slabs, kind of going like that. And then for the very top roof, I keep it the same. You're occasionally gonna have a slab on the bottom that kind of, breaks it up a little bit, and some trapdoors along the top. But other than that, it kind of just goes up slab by slab. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, except obviously we have that little 90-degree angle, so that mixes it up a little bit, makes it a little more complicated. But come on, you gotta keep up with this. Moving on to the backside, it's gonna be a little bit different because you have to kind of make it curve around. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Really never brought it. And then the last thing that you're going to have to do after this is just fill in that top little gap. All right, final roof for you. Okay, it's this tiny one down here. Again, I'm kind of just sticking to the slab method. It keeps it pretty simple for you, and then adding some little decorations on the side. Speaking of decoration, for lighting, I'm using shroom lights and then covering it with trap doors, and then just kind of adding. It's really hard to decorate diagonal roofs, but this is the best I could do. Throwing in some leaves for a little bit of greenery and a window above it. With all of my windows that I'm going to show you, you don't have to do them like this. Like, I'm using a grass block and a sapling to kind of make a little window, I guess, but you can do whatever window you want, wherever you want. You can leave it blank. If you're already tired of my BS and you're just like, I'm done with this tutorial, leave it blank. Worry about it later. This backside though, this is a great way to cover up the backside. I'm putting in obviously a bunch of logs and then just kind of detailing the top, but then you just throw in some bamboo and it kind of just breaks up the wall a lot better and kind of adds a cool touch. And you can also grow some potatoes as well as your bamboo. So now if you make the starter house, you'll have access to bamboo and potatoes just built right into it. Now I'm just throwing in some bone meal and a handful more lanterns just for lighting, and that's it. You're done. If you actually built this build, please tell me about it in the comments below. I love to hear about that. And other than that, I don't like long outros. You don't like long outros. So peace.